This is a response to G. McNamara, who writes and asks me, is religion the opium of the people? Is it a barrier to worker solidarity and cooperation? You know, this question arises often, and it's an important one. It has to do with how people influenced by the Marxian tradition look upon that famous line that Marx wrote, that religion is the opium of the people. But what has often happened is that people didn't read the whole quote. They didn't even read the last sentence, which is where that line about opium of the people appears. So I want to begin by reading that to you. Religion, this is what Marx wrote. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. The lesson in that remark, in that sentence, is that you have to see religion as a complicated phenomena, a set of contradictions, if you like. Does it hold people back from political activity? It can, it sometimes does. Does it stimulate them to become politically active and to change the world? It can, and it sometimes has and does. In other words, it's not all of one piece or the other. When Marx writes it's the heart of a heartless world, he's saying that religion performs an important function for people whose real lives are in trouble, whose opportunities, whose satisfactions, whose needs are not met in an adequate way. And so they find solace and support in a religion because they can't find it in the real world around them. And religion often then helps navigate life's problems, helps interpret them, helps people cope, performs functions that can be very important to people's survival and to people's political and economic engagement. Of course, it's also true that religious authorities and institutions have often, and probably in most cases, made their peace with Caesar, with the government, with the economic systems in which they exist, so that they become allies of those systems. And when those systems are exploitative, they have often become allies of the exploiters. And on some occasions, allies of the exploited. Again, that dual role. Marx also made a very important point. He said if you're going to ask people to give up religion as an illusion, as a fantasy, as a make-believe about another world peopled by gods and superhuman entities, if you're going to ask people to give that up, then you are obligated to change the society so that the needs that drove people to invent the religious ideas they often have are going to be solved. The solution to religion is to remove the need that created it. And there again lies the notion of the opium. Just saying no to opium is as pointless and cruel as doing the same to religion. If you want to deal with religion respectfully in terms of what it has meant and does mean to human beings, then you need to change the society to make human beings get out of their real interactions with one another the things they need, and then won't need the religion that they have embraced for so long. It's not a simple idea, and it's not a breezy dismissal of religion. That's a caricature. It's a serious engagement in what religion means to people and what it would take to get beyond that kind of solution to the real needs people have. Thank you, all of you in the Patreon community, and to G. McNamara in particular, for sending us this question and allowing this interaction to unfold.